Hello and welcome to Allen School WJC A-Level Physical Education. This is information about our courses. I hope it helps. So, first thing, I want to do A-Level PE, so why should I do it? This is a very good question. So, we'll have a look at some slides now and let's hope that the answer sort of inspires you. So the first one, have you ever wondered why on earth did he miss that penalty? He's mostly practiced that, professional footballer, week in, week out, penalty kicks, missed perhaps 1 at 10, 90% record at scoring penalties. As soon as it's a pressure kick, hits the goalpost, or he spoons it over, even worse. So what are the reasons behind that? Is it because he's fatigued, muscles aren't working the same, or is it something bigger than that? Is it a psychological influence? And about this, how on earth do these people lift such heavy weights? How can they get their bodies to cope with such strain? What type of training do they do? Has he got some sort of genetic code that allows him to be so strong and be able to cope with these massive weights? Why does he have to wear those things on his knees? What's the most efficient way for him to lift that bar? If you ever wondered, then perhaps A-Level P is the course for you. What about these two? Incredible. Chad le Clos, Olympic champion. Michael Phelps, Olympic champion. How is it that both these personality types, this man here, like a box of frogs jumping around, this one here, quiet, contemplative. How can both of these athletes be Olympic champions? Such differences in their personality and in their physiques. So if you're wondering, perhaps A-Level P is the course for you. And this, Simone Biles, multiple Olympian. What an incredible athlete. How on earth does she know where she is when she's doing all these different shapes through the air? How can she spot the landing without a mistake? What allows her to be able to do that? Is it all the training? Is it all the skills she's practiced? Is it all the basics that she's developed? If you're asking these sort of questions, then A-Level P might be the course for you. And another aspect, Simone, okay, female. Why has she chosen gymnastics as opposed to football? What are the barriers to her taking part in sports? Why has she kept going? What's her reasons for adherence in gymnastics? What other factors may have faced Simone to make it more difficult for her in her sport? And then finally, 9.58 seconds. Is that record ever going to be beaten? What makes Usain Bolt so special? What's special about his physiology? How are his muscles constructed in such a way that he can produce these incredible performances? How is his physique? How does his somatotype make a difference? What might it be with his shoes? Is it because he's wearing different types of shorts? Does that make a difference? These are all sort of questions that, again, if you ever wondered, perhaps A-Level P might be the course for you. And what about this man here, running for the United States of America? Why is he there? How is it that you can fail a drugs test and be admitted back into the sport, miss drugs tests, and still be allowed to compete for your country? These are the sort of questions that perhaps if you want to do A-Level PE, you should be looking for the answers. So then, if you thought I've got this far, and have you ever wondered, and your answer is, yeah, well, yes, perhaps A-Level PE is for you. So what's involved? So what we're after is students who can make connections between theory and practice. In other words, they can look, understand the theory, and then apply it in practical situations. What you need to be able to do is take these factors and apply them to your sport as a competitor, as an official, or as a coach. At the end of the course, what should you be able to do? Well, hopefully, you'll have a better understanding of the physiology and the psychological factors that affect performance. Understand how social and cultural factors influence what sports people play in what countries. What's the historical background of sports, for example, football, and how has that been influenced by education systems? What's the role of technology and how can we use it to help us coach more efficiently? You as an individual, we want you to be able to make your performance better so you can perform at the highest standard, and also understand how to increase your level of skill and your tactics, and also strategies that you might use based on psychology to beat your opposition. As well, you need to be a good coach for yourself and others so you can analyze and evaluate other people's performances, and consider how your actual physical activity can help maintain your health throughout your lifetime. And then finally, this is an important one as well, this idea that we want you to be independent learners so you can be set work, get on with that work, and also able to reflect. And perhaps more importantly, as I said at the beginning, have you ever wondered, this idea of being curious, want to know the answer why, not depending upon others to find it out for you. So what do you need to know? Well, before you start the course, it's in your interest to start thinking about what activities you enjoy. Perhaps you're playing to a high level now, because you do need to be playing sport. Try and think about analysing the performance to see what makes it a good performance. Think about ways that you can improve your skills and your performance through training and using practice drills. Consider how your body moves. Think about how the muscles and the joints bring about effective movements. Find out information about how the sport's developed. What are the best avenues for you to improve your sport? Think about how the media affects your sport, positively and negatively. And also look at other people taking part in sport. Look at training methods that they apply. Okay, and as we said before, this idea of technology. How is technology enhancing the sport? So these are the things that you should be interested in and be looking at over our course itself. So how is the course taught? You have 6 members of staff delivering parts of the course, okay, all experienced A-level P teachers. Each week you have 5 guided learning hours, and the focus of those lessons will go from exercise physiology and biomechanics, social contemporary issues in sport, sports psychology and skill acquisition. There'll be a practical element to the work which involves coaching and analysis. And within your time in the school, you should be able to access a variety of sporting facilities to help you develop your skills. In addition, we would like you to take as many opportunities as possible to get your coaching skills underway. The assessment of the course. In brief, in year 12, you have a 1 hour 30 exam. And then you have a second part, which is your practical assessment. Practical assessment makes up the remainder of your mark. This includes participating as a performer, showing your skills to a high level, performing as a coach or official, so in other words, take on the role of a coach. How would you improve someone else's performance? And finally, a written piece of work on your performance and how you might go about improving it. So that's year 12 assessment. Year 13 assessment is almost the same, a 2-hour exam. Okay, followed by, again, a piece of work on your practical performance, and that is supported by your actual practical assessment. So there's a practical performance portfolio and also a practical performance section as player and as coach. Right, have you ever wondered why you should do P at the Island School? Well, in the last couple of years, we've managed to go up our ALPS thermometer and hit the red bit. So overall, people doing or students doing A-level P score well in their A-level P compared to their other subjects, and people of a similar standard. Next one, have you ever wondered what you can actually do with A-level P? Well, obviously you can go into higher education, so where you can do courses in teaching, secondary or primary, sports science, physiotherapy, sports fitness coaching, sports journalism, sports analysis, and outdoor education, all different options at higher education level. Then we have our option to go into the public services, for example, armed forces, police, and nursing, obviously very important at this present time. There's always the leisure and fitness industry. We've got a number of former students who've gone on to set up their own fitness businesses and are actually very successful at it. And also this growing field of sports analysis, the idea that having a good understanding of analysis can help you or help your teams become better, and it's actually quite a useful professional career. So have you ever wondered, is A-Level P for you? If you've had a wonder and you've had a think and you were interested, then the answer is yes. And we look forward to seeing you at the beginning of September next year. Good luck with all your exams and take care.